welcome to Herald TV News at 3 with me, Charlene. Goitha Ekwot and other activists have welcomed the decision of the Supreme Court to cancel the National Board of Wildlife's clearance granted for eco-sensitive stretch double-tracking project. They have slammed a minister for saying that activists were prematurely celebrating. They firmly asserted that it was a hard-fought victory of the activists and they had the right to celebrate. They said that Supreme Court verdict had vindicated their struggle and it took the courts to tell the government it was wrong.
Goitha Ekwot and other activists have welcomed the decision of the Supreme Court. They have slammed a minister for saying that activists were prematurely celebrating. They firmly asserted that it was a hard-fought victory of the activist.
Even today, there are ministers who say, this is, the activists are celebrating something little which they have been given. Yes, we are celebrating. It is great for us that you are at the helm of affairs and the Supreme Court has to tell you that this is not right. You were the people who signed in the darkness, signed these files in the darkness without taking goings into confidence. So we are grateful to the Supreme Court for the verdict against this three-linear project.
We are not actually celebrating, we are not in a celebratory mode as such, but yes, this has been a very hard fought and won victory for Goa, I should say. To the people of Goa, there is hope. When there are people who put their lives on the line. There was Julius Cedric Aguiar in the morning session is to be at Mole, interacting with the locals at Sangod, Mole, and various other areas. And by evening, he is to be with us either at Panjim, Margaon, or even at Consoling or Welsam, interacting day and night. This was a man who brought together, and for me, he was everything, because he brought the east and the west of Goa for once together. And today I'm glad that the Supreme Court has recognized the efforts of these Goans who have put everything on the line. There were times when we had to go on hungry stomachs. There were youth. We couldn't even, meet their requirements. Today, the Supreme Court has vindicated our struggle and brought everything out in the open. You cannot hide. The Goa government cannot hide from this impending disaster to this railway project.
कित्याक सांग हे जे डिसिजन येयला सुप्रीम कोर्टाचे हे बरेंतले बरे पद्दतीन येयलेलें आहा सारकें आनी एक्टिविस्टांक आनी NGOs जे आहा तांकां न्याय मेळ्ळ्या भशेन. कित्याक सांग एक्टिविस्ट आनी NGOनी हे सगळें हातीन धरलें म्हणून आयज जे डिसिजन येवपाक पावलें नाजाल्यार पॉलिटिशनांनी सगळें हे वाऱ्यारूच सोडलेलें. कित्याक आमी पळयता कित्याक आयज ज्या पद्दतीन हेंची स्टेटमेंटां येता न्हू सारकी भयावीत स्टेटमेंटां सारकी. कित्याक सांग हे स्टेटमेंट करता ते फ्रस्ट्रेटेड स्टेटमेंट कशें तेंचे म्हटल्यार तेंचो कितें तरी हिडन एजेंडा आहा काय तांकां कितें तरी बेनिफीट आहा काय अशें दिसता तेंच्या स्टेटमेंटांनी. अशें आसूंक जायना. कित्याक सांग पॉलिटिक्स म्हटल्यार तेंचे एक बिजनस न्हू. पॉलिटिक्स म्हटल्यार एक सोशल वर्क. आमी तुमकां निवडून हाडटा आमची मायभूमी जी आहा न्हू तिचें रक्षण करपाक.
Aditya Bidre for Herald TV.
Activists have hope that the Supreme Court verdict on double tracking will stop destruction of homes from Mormugaon to Savode. They said that the coastal area has been totally destroyed. The coconut, the groundwater too have been destroyed. Who benefits from these projects? This will only lead to destruction of Goa and all will be affected, activists said.
Activists have hope that the Supreme Court verdict on double tracking will stop destruction of homes. They said that the coastal area has been totally destroyed. The coconut, the groundwater too have been destroyed.
The second part is, I am a villager of Kansauli, through which the double track was passing and destroying our homes, our livelihood, our heritage, our farms, our coastal, the whole coastal area, our fish. you can see that the coal just flies into the air. Our coconuts are destroyed. It falls on the ground. The groundwater is polluted. It's contaminated. Our wells are contaminated. How can we bear this? Our government should think of us. We vote them to power, and even if we don't vote them to power, as our government, they should work for the people of Goa, not against the people of Goa. This is a message to my government. Even today, there are ministers who say, this is, the activists are celebrating something little which they have been given. Yes, we are celebrating. It is great for us that you are at the helm of affairs, and the Supreme Court has to tell you that this is not right. You were the people who signed in the darkness, signed these files in the darkness.
We see a great hope in the Supreme Court verdict that it is not only that the double tracking will not only be stopped or halted at the Bhagwan Mahavir Wildlife Sanctuary, but across from the epicenter of the coal hub, that is Mormugao Port Trust, right up to Velsam, Majorda and Chandor, right up to Savande and up to Kale.
कोल जशें म्हणलेलें आसा कॅप्टनान की ऑस्ट्रेलियाच्यान येतले त्या भायर इंडोनेशियान येतले. सो आमी सांगता सरकाराक की हे प्रोजेक्ट गोंयान हाडून कोणाक बेनिफीट मेवता, गोंयच्या लोकांक, या गोंयचे ट्युरिजमाक, या गोंयचे ट्रेडिशनल लोक जे कोस्टल एरियान रावता, या गोंयच्या सरकाराक कसलो बेनिफीट सरकाराक मेळटा तो सांगचो. कित्याक आमी सांगतात की बेनिफीट न्हू फकत डिस्ट्रक्शनूच गोंयच्या लोकांक आनी गोंयच्या फ्युचराक आसतलें. कित्याक हे जे प्रोजेक्ट फ्रॉम 11 मिलियन मेट्रीक टन टू 136 मिलियन मेट्रीक टन ऑफ एनम जो कोल हाडपाक सोदता गोंयांत, तो कितलो डिस्ट्रक्शन करतलो ह्या सरकाराक आजून पासून खबर ना. कित्याक वास्को आमी गेले जाल्यार पयले प्रेझेंट हँडलिंगाक आख्खे तालुकाक त्रास जाता. नॉट ओन्ली द तालुका, एलोंग द रेल्वे लायन जे कोल्ड डस्ट पोल्युशन जाता तेय तेजो इम्पॅक्ट सगळ्यांक जाता जो रेल्वे लायनाच्या सायडीक रावता. सो आमी सांगता सरकाराक जशे आमी SEZ स्पेशल इकॉनॉमीक झोन स्क्रॅप केल्ले गोंयांत, आनी तेजे पयलीं सेवरल डिजास्टरस प्रोजेक्ट स्क्रॅप केल्ले गोंयांत.
And the amount of coal that was supposed to come and is supposed to come, 136 million tons per annum, will destroy the very idea of Goa.
A male body was found decomposed at his residence in Kitla, Aldona. The man, identified as Theof, was reportedly presumed to be dead for 3 days. Upon getting the foul smell, family members discovered the body and immediately informed the police and called a hearse van. More details are awaited.
A male body was found decomposed at his residence in Kitla, Aldona. The man, identified as Theof, was reportedly presumed to be dead for 3 days. Upon noticing the foul smell, family members discovered the body and immediately informed the police. More details awaited. Prakash Karekar for Herald TV.
Benauli locals, along with their panchayat, initiated a signature campaign to support the Western Bypass on stilts. These signatures will be sent to the Prime Minister's office. Senior citizens, young children and people of all backgrounds are participating in this chain petition that's underway. On May 5th, at a special Gram Sabha, a committee was formed consisting of locals and Panch members. The committee has taken the responsibility of getting the survey done. The petition will also be sent to the office of Union Highway Minister Nitin Gadkari.
Benhamlim locals along with the Panchayat went around the village collecting signatures for their signature campaign that will be sent to Prime Minister's office. Senior citizens, young children and people of all backgrounds are participating in this chain petition that's underway. Villagers of Benhamlim have alleged that the Village Biodiversity Committee formed by the Panchayat failed to take up the important issue despite witnessing the incidents of destruction to the environment, and hence they have demanded to dissolve the committee immediately.
Stilts is the only option. आयज देखून आमी चयला आमचे पळय डबल ट्रॅकिंग आहले तितून सुप्रीम कोर्टान देखून वर्डिक्ट दिलोलो आहा इन फेवर ऑफ एनवायरमेंट, इन फेवर ऑफ गोवा, and we are hopeful that the Prime Minister will see the sincere efforts of the entire villages of Benhamlim who are working tirelessly to put the western bypass on stilts. It is with that one positive approach by the government and by the Ministry of Road Transport, we can see that hope that the western bypass will be successful and on stilts, protecting the environment and accomplishing sustainable development.
Response कसा हा तुमच्या सिग्नेचर कॅम्पेन?
You can see the response. लोक सांगतात बरें हा तें करपा जाय आनी बरें हा तें करपाक फाटीं रावपाचें न्ही, पण दे आर वॉकिंग अप इन फ्रंट एंड टेकिंग सिग्नेचर, गिविंग द सिग्नेचर्स. आनी मुखार वचपाक आमचे पंच आहाय ते इंडिविज्युअली इन एवरी वॉर्ड ती आपणाल्या मनशां बरोबर भोंवन एक वॉर्ड कवर करतली, एडल्ट्स एज वेल एज चिल्ड्रन. भुरगीं आहा तांकां तेंची आपली तुमी पळयलां नांव बरयताय, आपणाची उमेदीन नांव बरयताय, बिकॉज वॉट वी आर डुईंग इज फॉर द जनरेशन्स टू कम, for the generations of those children who are still young. We have started now today, so in the next 2 days we hope to complete the entire campaign, and then we will forward this entire petition along with the signatures to the Prime Minister of India, and we hope and pray that the Prime Minister looks into this and sees the sincere efforts by the people of Benhamlim, especially the children of Benhamlim who are fighting to save their village.
ग्राम सभा सगळे मानून कॅम्पेनींग करून सिग्नेचर घेवपाक न्ही आनी प्रायम मिनिस्टर जावपाक 10,000 जावपाक. सो आयज सावन कॅम्पेनींग स्टार्ट केलां आनी आतां आमी फर्स्ट मारया हॉलाक स्टार्ट केलां आनी बरो आहा रिजाल्ट. सगळी आपल्यागे खुशेन सायन मारताय मागपाक म्हणून तांकां वेस्टर्न बायपास लागून आमी सगळी सिग्नेचर घालता.
It's Castan Miranda for Herald TV.
The Kuwait Konkani Mogi, which has been promoting the cause of Goan culture and Romi Konkani for the last 12 years, is holding its first program in Goa. The Kendra will release 2 books with the aim of preserving the lost Goan culture, traditional occupations with documentation, and to promote the Konkani language in Roman script amongst the new generation. In 2016, Kuwait Konkani Mogi had constructed the Konkani Martyrs Memorial at Agasai and also renovated.
Kuwait Konkani Kendra will release 2 important Romi Konkani books on May 13. Kuwait Konkani Kendra feels that the other organizations in Goa have failed to promote Romi script. So they are implementing projects to strengthen the language in the state to attract the new generation. Kuwait Konkani Kendra will be organizing a grand function to release important books in Roman script. Romi Nipinlan Praman Konkani Shikuya and Goinkarache Paramporik Dais on May 13th at Ravindra Bhavan, Margaon. The aim is to strengthen Konkani Roman script. Konkani Kendra will also commence courses for beginners in every village of Goa from June onwards, they said. Kuwait Konkani Kendra has organized 10 programs in Kuwait, including theatre, musical shows and Zomni Melo Khel.
आमी एक धाकटोली संस्था कुवेटान 2012 वर्साक जल्मान हाडली. रोमी भाशेचो हुस्को, रोमी लिपयेचो हुस्को आमच्या काळजांत शिजता आनी शिजतालो, आनी ह्या कारणाक लागून आमी आमची भाशेची जागृताय कुवेटान करूंक आमी येवजिलें. आनी आमी 5 जाण आसात. एकलो कॉर्डिनेटर आसा आमचो आनी दुसरो वायस प्रेसिडेंट बाब सालाजार क्रिस्ते मिनेझीस सद्याक कुवेट आसा. तो 13 तारखेर आमचे बूक उक्तावणी जातली पुस्तक, तेन्ना तो हाजीर आसतलो. मोळशांदो हांव उपकारी आमचे घरांत काम करतले मेड्स हाऊसमेट्स म्हणटात आमी कदम्मा कूक ड्रायव्हर आनी हेर दुसरे काम करते हांचे आमी चड उपकारी केन्नाय आमी कसलोच आदाराक उलो मारलो ते आमकां केन्नाच ना म्हणून नासले आपले फूल ना पाकळी बोडसांतली काडून पगारांतले उणें करून आमकां दिताले आनी आमी कंट्रिब्युशन काडून म्हयन्याच्या म्हयन्याक आमी कंट्रिब्युशन काडून आमी फंड जमा करताले आनी वर्साक एक कार्यावळ करताले वर्साक एक कार्यावळ करताले ती सगळ्यां खातीर उक्ती आसताली आनी अशी आमी 10 कार्यावळी केल्यो 2012 वर्साक सावन तियात्र म्युजिकल शो खेळ इतिहासान पयलीच पावट कोविडान जमनी वयले खेळ आमी केले आमची तिसरी कार्यावळ आमी एक न्हय पूण दोन पुस्तकां आमी उजवाडाक हाडटात आनी उक्तावणी करतात एक पुस्तक ल्हान भुरग्यां खातीर आनी दुसरें पुस्तक गोंयचें परंपरीक दायज गोवन ट्रेडिशनल हेरिटेज ही दोन पुस्तकां आमी त्या दिसाक उक्तावणी करतात जें कोंकणी रोमी मळार चड गरजेचें आनी हे पुस्तकां बाबतींत उलोवंक बाब साल्वादोर सांगतलो डिटेल्स कितें तें घडये परहॅप्स ऑर मे बी रोमी मळार हें पयलेंच पावल इतल्या वर्सां आदीं असलो बूक गोंयचें परंपरीक दायज असलो बूक आनीक येवंक ना मुजरत तुमी येवचें तो बूक विकतो घेवचो आनी पळोवचें फूट दिसता जाल्यार असलें पावल रोमी मळार आजून पर्यंत कोणेच मारूंक ना हें हांव तुमकां सांगतां परहॅप्स म्हणलां आनी मे बी म्हणलां असलें पुस्तक येवंक ना तें आमकां हांवें पुस्तक अशें घडोवन हाडलां आमी जीं भुरगीं जल्माक गोंयांत वाडल्या आनी गोंयच्या भायर परदेसान वो आवट ऑफ गोवा इंडिया खंयचे जाग्यार तांकां एक आमची गोंयची म्हायती दिल्या.
Story by Aditya Bidre for Herald TV.
With the monsoons approaching, the condition of roads leading to iconic Kolwa Beach continue to be in a bad state. Locals fear that it will result in major hardships to the people in the rainy season. The roads had been dug up for laying sewage network pipeline and is still not restored to its original state. The villagers had urgent hot mixing of the roads. However, conditions of the roads continue to be the same for over 2 months.
The condition of roads leading to the iconic Kolwa Beach continue to be in a bad state for the last 2 months. The road had been dug up for laying sewage network pipeline and is still not restored to its original state. The villagers had urged hot mixing of the roads, which is still not done by authorities.
road at least 2 months okay 2.5 months approximately okay so आता हिंगा असले इन्सिडेंट जाले हे सायडीक ट्रॅफिक हेच जाल्या तो काट मारपा वयता तो येता आख्यान हे जाता मिसअंडरस्टँडिंग जाता आनी कितले एक्सिडेंट बी जाले रिपोर्टेड ओके सेकंडली एज पर तुवें म्हणला आयकॉनीक बीच केला सगळें केलां आनी कोलवा बींग द मेन हॉटस्पॉट फॉर ट्युरिजम Kolwa being the main hotspot for tourism, also icon kondola, best icon samko for the tourists to attract, which is not. It is not attracting the tourists, but it is like throwing away the tourists, and it has been a major effect for like on tourism.
So kit सांगू सोदता तुमी आज?
And one more thing, आनी एक वस्तू सांगपाची. आतां हे सायडीक कोणाक समज कोण एक पेशंट एम्ब्युलन्स येता ते पेशंट आवता फॉर एक्झाम्पल एक हार्ट पेशंट तेका धाडोय दवरपाचो आनी त्या पेशंटाक कितें जाता ही रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी कोणाची लायक लिटरली 3 years जाली रोड सामके जायनाय कामां जायनाय सामकी तेंगे लोकांक सफर जावपाचें वन मोर थिंग लोकांगे बायक्स व्हेहिकल्स कितू अफेक्ट जाताय जायते अफेक्ट जाता मनशागे हेल्थ अफेक्ट जाता तितू धाडोन सो एकू रिक्वेस्ट टू द ऑथॉरिटीज दॅट इज द PWD to take a quick action on this. And one more thing, if you all are taking action on this, take it at a higher quality of making the roads. Okay, don't just make it. Just don't Just don't put a hot mix and leave it. It should be properly done. It should be properly supervised. And a humble request for the MLA of our constituency to please take a note on this as soon as possible.
Main problem ne heart patient aku no pregnant women asta. थोड्यांक कितें मेजर प्रॉब्लेम आसता कित्याक वुमन्स प्रेग्नन्सी जायते प्रिकॉशन घेवचे पडटा ह्या रोडान ती बाबी कशी भोंवतली सगळ्याच कडेन 4 व्हिलर आसना न्ही टू व्हिलरान भोंवता ती कशी भोंवतली सायडीक अप एंड डावन करूं शकना एक टायम अप एंड डावन कितले फावटी करचें पडटा सो आमी म्हणटा मातशें तरी गव्हर्मेंटांनी जर कितें एक्शन घेवपाचें आनी मोस्ट म्हटल्यार आमचे एमएलए लोकल एमएलए पळोवपाचें हेजेर एक्शन घेवपाचें आमच्या
कितलो तेंप असो आसा
हो आतां म्हाका दिसता 2 म्हयन्यासून असो चलता ह्या डिगींग चलता आनी कितें करता 6 मंथ्सून ना मोस्टली 6 मंथ्सून त्या डिगींग चालूच आसता हेवटेन ना तेवटेन चलत आसता पण आतां हे आतां केला म्हाका दिसता एक 15 दीस तरी जातले अशें करून दवरून गेले ते हाफ
म्हणजे काम कंप्लीट जायना
कंप्लीट जायत ना
लोकां काम मरपाचें
आमी पब्लिकांनी मरपाचें
Marcos Gonsalves for Herald TV.
The Travel and Tourism Association of Goa has called for cracking down on those not using taxi meters, since this is affecting tourism in Goa, and also added that Goa needs to welcome Ola, Uber kind of services. The state also needs to be transparent and have better public transport services, Travel and Tourism Association of Goa President Nilesh Shah said on Monday, speaking to Herald TV exclusively about the tourism minister's call to restrict the permits on rent-a-bikes cars.
Only legal businesses should be allowed in Goa. Goa needs to welcome Ola and Uber services, says TTAG President Nilesh Shah. The state also needs to be transparent and have better public transport services. Commenting on the taxi services, he said that government should go strict on those who are not using the meters, as this is affecting the tourists in Goa.
It is good to say that we'll cancel all this is fine, but we also have to understand if tourists are using or they're risking their life with the bikes in Goa, why they're doing it, because we are not able to provide a competitive, transparent transport system to the tourists. So I think it has to go hand in hand, where in one side make it a strict to implementation of taxi meters, which have already been given order by Honorable High Court, where they are fixing the meters. Government has given the reimbursement of the taxi meter charges, but they are not using those meters. So it has become like a white elephant. So there has to be strict law as far as the usage of meter is concerned. Permits should be cancelled if they are not using meters, and also Goa Miles is operating. We should allow other digital operators to operate the system. And one thing we very clear, this taxis, it's not a tourist issue, it is a local issue also. Locals will start using it. We see a lot of locals bringing their cars and bikes out. If there is a proper system, they will start using this system. Specifically at night time, many times they out. In Goa, we have a culture of going out at night. So people will start using the mode of transport if available, which is more competitive. So I think everything has to go hand in hand. And one thing is clear, only legal business should be allowed. If there are illegal permits given, it has to be cancelled. We like it or we don't like it. So that is one aspect of it. Secondly, usage of rent a car or bikes by tourists. Why that is happening? Because there is no proper mode of transport system in Goa. So it's high time we have a coach service throughout connecting full of Goa with proper timing. And secondly, make a way out for digitalization of transport. That is allowing Olas and Ubers of the world to be operating in Goa. Because that is how the world is moving towards it. And there has to be more transparent system of operating in Goa, which is not there. That the government has to work full holistically. They also have to put in rules and regulations for taxis to operate, so there is more transparent system. And if they are going to cancel certain permits and other things, it will be, if it's illegal, it's better to be, because ultimately any illegal business is not good for any state, because government is losing out on the revenue. And secondly, way I look at it, I think they have said that they'll freeze the new permits. So existing permits, when they come for renewal, that is a separate question altogether. But as of now, what I hear from the newspaper, what they have said, they are freezing the new permits. But by doing all those things, government also has to see that the tourist does not suffer, locals don't suffer, and they have the right mode of transport to travel from A to B place, A to B city in Goa or A to B village in Goa.
Clinton D'Souza for Herald TV.
The bereaved are observing the first death anniversary of COVID victims, but the rupees 2 lakh state government compensation and the rupees 4 lakh central compensation has not been paid to the next of kin, Congress has said. The party also demanded that relief be also given to small businessmen who had filed forms for relief by paying rupees 5,000. The government claims it is financially stressed, but how did they spend rupees 5.5 crore for the swearing-in ceremony of the cabinet? The party questioned.
Where is rupees 6 lakh compensation to COVID deceased? Congress asked the government. Griha Aadhar and other welfare schemes not paid on time. When finances are under stress, how did the government spend rupees 5.5 crore on cabinet swearing in?
हे एक्झॅक्टली 1 वर्ष पयलीं 2021 या एप्रिल मे म्हयन्यांनी घडलेलें. कित्याक आज जर पेपर काडून पळयत जाल्यार पेपराचेर 1 year रिमेंबरन्स आमकां जे लोक कोविडान लास्ट टायम मेल्या तेंचे आज आमकां 1 वर्साचें आज पळोवपाक मेळटा. एक आठवण एक साठवण येता पेपरांचेर. पूण हे 1 वर्स जावन पसून जे ह्या लोकांक कोविड कंपेन्सेशन जे दिवपाक जाय आशिल्लें 2 लाख रुपया सरकारान जाहीर केल्ले. आज पर्यंत हे 2 लाख रुपया आयिल्ले ना लोकांक. 1 वर्स जावन गेले. डिझास्टर मॅनेजमेंट एक्टा अंडर गायडलायन्सा प्रमाणे 4 लाख रुपया कोविड विक्टिम्साच्या फॅमिलीक दिवपाक जाय. पूण ते 4 लाखाचो अजून पत्तो ना. सो प्रत्यक्षान ह्या लोकांक 6 लाख रुपयांची जी मदत मेळपाक जाय आशिल्ली कोविड जे कोण विक्टिम्स आसा त्यांचे फॅमिलीक, पूण आज पर्यंत ह्या पयशांचो आज पत्तो ना. कोविड तुमकां खबर आसतलें की ते फॉर्म्स भरून घेतले. जे ट्रेडिशनल बिझनेसमॅन जे कोण आशिल्ले नुस्तेकार जावं खाजेकार जे कोविडाक लागून ज्यांचो धंद्याक मार बसलेलो त्यांचे कडल्यान 5,000 रुपयाचे फॉर्म्स भरून घेतले. पूण हे आतां हे फॉर्म भरून आतां जाले कितके 6-7 महिने जाले, पूण आज पर्यंत त्या पयशांचो आज पत्तो ना. मागीर हे सगळें सरकाराचें हे दोळ्यां उदक लावपाचो सगळें चल्लां. खऱ्या लोकांक जर मना पासून जर हांकां हेल्प करपाक जाय आशिल्लो, कित्याक हे आज जो खरो जो घरचो एक अर्निंग मेंबर आशिल्लो त्यांचो जर मृत्यू जाला त्यांच्या घरान फाटल्यानच कमोवपी कोण ना अशी आज परिस्थिती आसा. तांकां खरी ह्या पयशांची आज गरज आशिल्ली. त्या लोकां पर्यंत आज मदत पावल्ली ना. इवन जेन्ना ह्यो स्किम्स DSS अंडर 2,000 रुपया येता, गृह आधार 1,500 येता, हे पसून तेन्ना खरी कोविडा टायमार लोकांचे धंदे काबार जाल्ले, ज्या टायमार हे पयशे लोकां पर्यंत पावपाक जाय आशिल्ले ते पसून त्या टायमार खरी गरज आशिल्ली तेन्ना हे लोकां पर्यंत पयशे पावले ना. सरकार म्हणटा आज सरकारी तिजोरीचेर खूब लोड आसा, पूण सरकाराक जेन्ना शपथविधी जाता थंय 5.5 कोटी खर्च करपाक सरकाराचें बजेट आसा. पूण हे जेन्ना 5,000 रुपयाचे तुमी फॉर्म्स भरून घेतले कोविडा लागून, हे तुमचे कडेन आज दिवपाक पयशे ना.
Bureau Report, Herald TV.
That's all we have in today's news bulletin. Thanks for watching Herald TV News. For more news alerts, please follow us on O Heraldo on Facebook and Twitter. Take care and goodbye.